My girlfriend enjoys calling me by different names, plus all updates. To make this a bit easier to read, my name is Jason. My girlfriend and I have been together for 1 year, and for the past 6 months, we've done a mini vacation at least once a month. We go to another city, usually within a 5-hour drive for the weekend, and rent the most expensive hotel room we can afford. This usually leads to the wildest sex, because we don't know anyone there. In the past 4 months, we've gone on 5 mini vacations, and every time she wanted me to go by a different name. It's always been the same name, Matt Blank. I figured this was just a fantasy name and went along with it. She's done things with Matt that she's never done with Jason. Matt took her anal virginity and deep throat virginity. If I bring it up to her that Jason want to try those things with her, she says she's not that type of girl. She's pretty vanilla when we are at home, which I won't complain about. I never needed to have anal sex or be deep-throated, but now that I know it's an option, I feel like I'm missing out. Here's the kicker. I had to pick her up from work a few days ago and walked into her office to look for her. This was the first time I had been to her office. I spoke to the secretary to ask where she was and started on my way there. As we were leaving, her coworkers came to introduce themselves to me. From down the hall, I see this guy coming towards all of us, and he says something along the lines of, "Hi, Matt Blank, SVP of Marketing." After we finished talking to everyone, we went to the car. I waited for her to say something, but she never did. I don't know what to say to her or if there is anything to say. I feel really uncomfortable, and I see our mini vacations in a completely different light now. Is this something I should be worried about, or is it normal? TLDR. I've been fucking my girlfriend using her boss's name. Edit. Matt Blank isn't his real name. Update a few days later. TLDR. You were right. She was sleeping with Matt. I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone who responded. After I made my post, I waited 2 days to say anything to her because I wanted to get as much input as possible. I also took that time to prepare myself to separate. I started reading comments right after I posted. I replied to a few, but after so many telling me that she was cheating on me with me, I started to feel sick. I called my boss to ask for Friday off for personal reasons. I spent the day driving around, looking for potential apartments. We don't live together, but I wanted to make sure if things went bad, she'd have a harder time finding me. We also have some good memories in that apartment, and I think I would be sad if I had to continue to live there. This brings us to Saturday, the day I promised myself I would say something. I invited her over for breakfast, but instantly regretted it because I was getting so nervous that I completely lost my appetite. She walked in the door and instantly knew something was different. I was hoping to ease into it, but I ended up blurting out, "I met Matt Blank." She tried to act casual about it, but I could tell she didn't expect me to know about him. For the next 3 or so minutes, things were calm. I talked about how I see the past 4 months completely differently. She started to cry and say she was sorry. I don't mean some tears, but full-on ugly crying. I told her I'm going to work on forgiving her, because if I don't, I think it will eat me up inside. I won't forget what happened, but I'll at least try to move on. She started to talk about how she'll work on building my trust again. I interrupted her by saying that that isn't necessary, as we were no longer together. If I wasn't so emotionally crushed, I would have been amazed at the transition. She started begging me to give her another chance. I stood up and went to my room to grab a few boxes of all the gifts she gave me. I told her that I had already made up my mind to break up with her. After some back and forth, she realized that I was serious. I knew the exact moment she knew I was serious because she went from crying to yelling. It started off with insults, and when that didn't work, she tried throwing the truth in my face to hurt me. It started off that I was fat, ugly, lazy, stupid, and I had a useless job. In the middle of her tirade, she said Matt's dick was way bigger than mine. As she was yelling at me, she ended up saying what happened between the two of them. I'll summarize below. She started sleeping with Matt 3 years ago. They were on some sort of work trip and ended up drunkenly sleeping together. From there, it went from once in a while to once a week. Matt called things off 4 months ago because he met a girl. I think she was using the vacations because she missed being with Matt. I don't really remember the rest of Saturday. I spent Sunday with my friends, which helped. I told them what happened, which was nice to get off my chest. I went to work as normal yesterday. At some point in the day, she slipped a note under my door. I'm not sure what it said because I burned it. What do you guys think? Let's discuss in the comments. Follow for more stories.